Friday. What is going on, y'all? We are down here, honey. The diva needed a day to decompress from the day before. You know what I'm saying? The people are out. It's early. It's already 76 degrees, honey. It's only 6:30 in the morning, y'all. It's a mess. It's gonna be hot today. I think the high was 107. I was about to be burning up. So I came down here early. Yes, come on, Rick James. I was thinking about Give It To Me Baby. And Give It To Me Baby. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, let the diva know you stopped by. What's going on with this? Oh, I got the air on already. It feels so good. Let me put the window down a little bit though. Turn the car off. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing all right. Are we down here? I don't know what's going on, girl. I have to clean these glasses. I do know that. I can see what I'm saying, so I can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was thinking about Give It To Me Baby. Well, you know, with all this mess going on, we don't have nothing to talk about, y'all. So with all this mess going on with RHOP, and you know, the people are just in an uproar, and it's so funny to me because when I was a little girl, I got in trouble for singing "Give It To Me Baby" at the babysitter. I was like probably 5 or 6 years old, singing "Give Me That Stuff, That Funk, That Sweet, That Funky Stuff." Got in trouble. I got in trouble. I think it was on the radio. It was either on the radio and I turned it up, or I put it on. But I know I was singing along to it. Give me that stuff, that funk, that sweet, that funky stuff. I had no idea he was talking about that WAP. Rick James. Baby, I used to love Rick James. And you know, that's the one thing I was thinking about. Remember what I kind of said it? Like the music. Growing up, one thing I have to say to my parents is that when I was conceived and to the time that I was born to me, I feel like I was born at the perfect time to get just this full plate of music. You know what I'm saying? Because like my first memory of like standing in front of a TV, like going like this and dancing, was to Saturday Night Fever. When I was little, baby, I loved John Travolta walking down the street with the Bee Gees playing. Baby, what? And then to just be raised by hip hop, to have parents to listen to disco, you know, all these old R&B songs and Earth, Wind and Fire and the Commodores and LTD, all of that came from my parents. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to just have a full plate of music. So when I tell you the diva loves all kind of music. Then I grew up in the 80s and I was listening to pop music, but then hip hop came through and it was like, what? I was listening to all the, like, you know, all the Blue Eyed Soul people, Daryl Hall and John Oates and who else? And just everybody in elementary school especially. And who else? Like my parents used to listen to the Average White Band. Yeah. The Love of Your Own. Yes, man. Listen, I feel like I was born at the right time because I love it. And then there was disco. I know the people didn't like disco. I was a little kid, so I didn't, it was just the music. So now as I grew, you know, growing up, I had an appreciation for all types of music, and I know all kind of songs and old songs and stuff like that. Man, listen, I was born at the right time, I feel like. That's one thing. When the stars aligned and said, here, put this girl down on earth. Here, give her these parents right here. Yep. And I have a great appreciation for so much music. Like this morning I was listening to Fleetwood Mac. Last night I was listening to Fleetwood Mac. This morning I was listening to Talking Heads, and then I put on Rick James. Listen, yes. That's what I got in trouble for singing, baby. I did not even know that was on. That's funny, right? Come on signs, come on confirmations. So y'all, what are we talking about? We are down here talking about what? I saw that Lauryn Hill made a statement on Facebook. It's really long. I wanted to read some of it. all the thing. Oh, let me tell you. You always like to. I want to tell you what I thought of first while I was reading it. I kept thinking to myself. I thought to myself, here, let me find it. Oh, and then we could talk about this mess with Ashley and them. With Ashley, who sent me this Mimi 55126. Shout out to Mimi 51. I feel like on YouTube, I want to say it's Tamika. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Diva. I feel like that's what your name is on YouTube, but she sent it to me on IG, and it's Lauryn Hill's Facebook post, and it's just really okay. This is the first thing I thought when I read it. If you haven't read it, it's on the Shade Room. And I typically don't like to support the Shade Room because I feel like they do a lot of foolishness, but that's besides the point. But this is what it was sent to me, so I saw it, and the first thing that I thought was, she's such a great writer, Lauryn Hill. Like, she really has a gift of writing. Like, just the way that she was, even just this statement was poetic. Like, I was like, damn, girl, like, you. And she let everybody know, basically, I don't know what the fuck you trying to put me on a cross for when you came. This is where we all came from this. Basically, to me, I feel like she was saying, she tried to rationalize it as what black parents do when you criticize their parenting. She did that. She basically said, let me just read a little bit of it to you. It says, black people, what? Selah has every right to express herself. I encourage it. But she also got discipline that black children get because we are held to a different standard. So there's the rationalization, right? She did rationalize it in some other parts as well. And then there was some acknowledgement. So here, let me read some of it. The discipline was seen through the lens of a young child who also had no place to reconcile me as a mom and me as a larger-than-life public figure. It took me a while to realize that my children and probably everyone who knew me saw me in this duality. To me, I am just me. If I am guilty of anything, it is disciplining in anger, not in disciplining. The toxic venom I ingested for standing on principle and confronting systemic racism far before it was even a thing to say or do, everything you now celebrate everyone for. The people who called me crazy and have yet to apologize and say, oh yeah, we were wrong. Of course, that seeped into my home. It was intended to. An entire operation trying to break an artist with a voice and knowledge of herself way ahead of her time was in motion. I was affected. My family was affected. My children were affected. I discussed with Selah what it must have been like having a child while being hunted by Nazis, or what it was like for children of runaway slaves. The child just being a child puts her and everyone else's lives in jeopardy. Keeping a child quiet to escape the danger is also saving a child's life. Imagine that. When I realized that the pressure on me was so incredibly hypocritical and unfair, criminal even, that even my children weren't allowed to be children, I stepped away. I wasn't removed, I stepped away, weaning myself and my family from the addictions of systems of control, attempt to use through fame and celebrity is no joke. It's painful, and people were not above using my children to keep exploiting me. Keep a child sober-minded in the midst of everyone trying to seduce and bribe and coerce is an incredibly challenging thing to do. Sell a few million copies of a recording and see the wolves and sharks for yourself before you determine what's appropriate and what's not. The danger was real, and this danger I faced alone, unsupported as I should have been, and dumped on by the same people who only a few years before built a fortune off the same gifts they later tried to deny and then copy, baby. My life has been about protecting my children from all kinds of danger, and that's only possible when you protect yourself from the danger as well. Selah is on a road to healing and contextualizing her childhood, and is allowed her and is allowed her process. But if you come for me, come for your own mama, and those absent fathers, come for them too. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, and your great-great-great-grandparents, Caribbean parents, African parents, and everyone else damaged and judged for being black and forced to conform and assimilate to Western standards of order, shaped through the filter and lens of anti-blackness. Baby, I'm telling you, I said, Lauryn Hill, baby, I tell you, baby girl. As my children mature, they see the state of the world before that. All they saw was me seemingly blocking the fun, not me aggressively blocking the trap. Celia and I speak often, and she knows we are both working through our stuff, the exploitation, the abandonment, the mistreatment, and the muzzling of our own gifts and intelligence to make it more comfortable for others, which is a big mistake to do. It can only lead to implosion or explosion. We are both learning and healing, and each of my children has a similar story and journey. All of you rush to crucify someone. Careful who you string up or nail up. You might have an extremely limited view of the actual reality. We all hate abuse and exploitation. Sometimes in an effort to fight against it, we can easily become the abuser, the exploiter, and this is what we have to watch for. No one is exempt from needing to watch themselves in this way. My children are strong-willed and powerful. Better I discipline them at home than to have them shot down in the street or locked up. There's the rationalization. They are not necessarily passive people, and they're also learning how to navigate the world full of beauty, but also full of danger. There was no easy way to do as a single parent, battling a public attack for not conforming and single-handedly financially responsible for so many. My children's families, both the Hill and Marley sides, have been hunted and persecuted for speaking out against and challenging the social, political, economic, and spiritual dynamics that require a terroristic fear to be put into Black people in order to control them. Expression is necessary for healing. People are quick to judge the content of Celia's conversation without understanding the gravity of her life. There is so much more to the story than the pieces people try to glean, chop, and screw, and run with. If you're one of these people under the illusion that money somehow simplifies life and solves all problems, look at the examples of Amy Winehouse, Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina Brown, Prince, Michael Jackson, Sam Cooke, Kurt Cobain, Marvin Gaye, Biggie Smalls, Tupac Shakur, Nipsey Hussle, Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, Lil Peep. I can go on. Sometimes fame and money amplify not only problems, but can magnify the darkness and most cruel and selfish qualities in humans. Greed, jealousy, envy, covetousness, violence, fear. People see someone who they think is powerful or as something they want and scan for the slightest vulnerability to exploit. Sometimes being successful at something is like walking around with a bullseye on your back and your children's back. Raising children and attempting to preserve their youth while preparing them for such complicated circumstances is nothing short of walking on a tightrope. It requires impeccable balance. Now, why would anyone benefiting from exploiting instability want to see me master that balance? They wouldn't. Could you imagine could you imagine what the world would look like if someone said, hey, this or that artist has an addiction problem, or this one is being taken advantage of. How can we help? Rather than turning it into news, I wonder who'd still be here today. Spoken like a Gen Xer, but like I said, she contextualized it. It was beautiful. That's why I was like, to me, it was like she put, like, here's my perspective and here's the reason why I did what I did. And like Celia said, I understand, but it doesn't make it right. And like I said the other day, she was one that wasn't able to break that chain. And Sela, with the awareness that she has the tools now so that she doesn't transfer that trauma or that type of parenting style to her children that will affect her children. Hopefully she doesn't take on that type of parenting style that will ultimately affect her children. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, so what did y'all think about that? Y'all can go read it on the Shade Room. I know I was reading kind of fast or whatever. I don't know if I was reading fast. I felt like I was, but yeah, that's what it was. So what do I think about it? Like, don't, like she said, like, you need to, if you're gonna crucify your mama, your grandmama, your granddaddy, get your absent fathers out here too. Don't forget about them. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about their ass. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Lauryn Hill said, what y'all not gonna do? What y'all not gonna do? What y'all not gonna do? And like I said, it's unfortunate that like I said, if I would have had children at that age, you imagine people having children at that age so early and then not being supported, being a single mother, having 5 children. Just think about that. So she wasn't able to break the chain, and she's actually able to see. Now you can see your child speaking freely about what happened to them as children. Some parents don't want to hear that. Some parents, baby, listen, they don't remember. Honey, they'd be like, what are you talking about? I don't remember that. I'd be like, what the fuck? How y'all say? And then I thought about it yesterday because somebody says, yeah, they never remember when you try to bring it up. They never remember. I say, yeah, because it was unconscious. They were unconsciously parenting. So when you're unconsciously whooping somebody, you might block that shit out. You might block it out. You might not, but you might block that shit out. But there's somebody telling you, hey, this is what you did to me. So you can't just dismiss that. You can't dismiss it and say, I don't remember that, or I don't remember that. Yeah, a child remembers. A child remembers. And especially like something traumatic like that, you usually remember like really, really happy times. You remember really traumatic experiences. Those are like life-altering moments. So, and I'm glad that she came out and said something like, listen, y'all, we all are a product of this. Some of us, like somebody in the comments was saying how their mother was just like, I was parented this way and I'm not parenting my kids. So we do have products of children, products of people who broke chains, right? We still have those of us living among us. Like people say, my mom was great, but her mother wasn't so great. So their mother chose to raise them differently and discipline them differently. Your parent was a chain breaker. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Shout out to y'all. Y'all need to go. If you were parented by a chain breaker, you understand what I'm saying? A generational curse breaker, go give your parent, you better text your parent today and tell them you love them and thank you. And thank you for not transferring what you experienced. And thank you for that. Like seriously, you need to call your mama and your daddy and let them know that you appreciate that. Because there are a lot of people out here who are still trying to heal from that, who are still trying to work through that, who are still trying every day. And I felt like yesterday, I was like, it's like almost like, you know, when you inherit things and you don't understand, like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I acting this way? And it's almost like, did you inherit this way of parenting, and how you have to actually work every day to ensure that you have to be conscious about it. And that's just how it is. Okay, child. So let's talk about, that was a long time talking. Oh my, I feel like my nose is running, child. Let me see. All right, I'm back. Child, I don't know what happened. Okay, so, all right. So let's talk about Candace and Monique. Oh, and Kamala Harris, honey. Shout out to Kamala Harris. She's going to be the VP Yes, come on, black lady. I mean, well, y'all want to, honey, let me not call her black, child. Y'all gonna be coming in here saying she's not black, she's Indian, and she's Jamaican, and she's not this and that. So I don't want to hear none of that. To me, whatever how she identifies is what I'll call her. God damn it, y'all be taking away, like, as soon as somebody celebrates, y'all be like, nah, don't celebrate. Don't put your hands up too high. Don't put your hands up too high. She did da. We know what her record is, but y'all know what the fuck y'all got to do, and that's just what it is. Y'all know what the fuck y'all got to do. Don't shoot yourselves. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? Don't cut your nose off to spite your damn face. Don't you do it. You know what the hell you got to do. And if you really believe that the power is in your vote, if you can vote somebody in, you can vote somebody out if you don't like them. You don't like Biden, vote his ass out in the next 4 years. Period. But we cannot have another 4 years of this triangle shaped Cheeto. Okay? We cannot do that. With no eyelashes. Where are his eyelashes? I'll be looking at his face. I really be zooming in on his face. I'll be looking at his face like, dude, what is this? He looks like a slug. Just like a slug in a suit. So gross. How do you sleep at night? I'll be like, I wonder how they like Betsy DeVos. How do you sleep at night? With that, every time she smirks, I want to be like, bow, right in her throat. You know, my damn nerves. All of that, like when you think of him, it's not just him, it's his whole cabinet. Get all them people, education, everything down the board, urban housing, all of that stuff has to be you gotta fix it. It has to be fixed. They're gonna ruin it. They're gonna keep taking stuff away. You see they picking up mailboxes. Y'all see they picking up mailboxes. They don't want you. I said, isn't that voter suppression? If we are in a pandemic and we are in an election year, and they're saying that everybody's going to need to mail in their ballots, and that's going to be the way to do it. And he's saying, no, that's going to be fraud. It's going to be fraudulent, and this and that. It's going to take forever to count this and that. What did they do? What did they do when back in the day before there was voting machines? How was the votes counted? The little tally things. People can't be standing in line. But now there's something going on. I haven't really delved into this thing that's going on with the post office. But all I saw is them picking up, what are the little blue mailboxes? Picking them up, child. Are you trying to get people move? I don't understand what's going on. Y'all explain to me what's going on with the post office in bullet points, okay? Because for me, when I tell y'all politics is a low vibrating conversation for me, it really, 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 really is, because at the base, the system is fake and phony and fraudulent. So it's hard for me to like stay in those types of conversations for too long, because I be starting to feel drained. Like, girl, okay, we done talking about this. I'm tired, because it's just so low. It is really low. The bar is on the floor. It really is. It really is, y'all. So Candace and Monique and them is fighting. I kind of didn't want to talk about it because I kind of don't like to talk about them too much outside of doing the reviews, because I don't follow any of them or anything like that. I think, like I said, I follow Candace on Twitter, and that's probably about it out of the cast. That's it. And you know how I feel. I don't have a dog. None of them. I don't have a dog in any of the fights. I'm just looking at it like whatever. So Monique had a live. I watched the majority of that live, and Chris was not happy. He was not happy. He was like, if I was a woman, did he say if he was a woman, if y'all was some men, even he said, if y'all was some men, I'll beat y'all up. I'll whoop y'all asses. If I was a woman, he said something. I think he said, if y'all were men, I would, cause you need to keep my baby's name out your mouth. He up there drinking wine, and Monique is up there acting like she's above it all. That's why I can't stand Monique, because she acts like she's above the mess. Girl, how the fuck did you hold on to a rumor about you for 2 years and sit across from the woman you knew was holding the rumor? You could have talked to her off camera and been like, y'all, listen, I know and when she kept saying former friend, trying not to say this woman's name. I understand you don't want to give the girl any shine because she started a rumor about you that was not true, trying to get on TV. Gigi, whatever her name. But honey, people know now. And is it Gigi? Is Gigi and Giselle and Sharice and everybody plotting against you? I would be mad too, because the rumor was, that she had an abortion. It really wasn't a miscarriage. And then that the baby is not Chris's. But I looked at the baby. I was like, I don't know who he looked like yet. I don't know who he looked like yet. That's all I said. I said that before I even knew what the damn rumor was. But I don't think that Monique was sleeping with somebody else. Shit, I don't know. But somebody was like, they could see it. But I don't mean, whatever. And I guess this is what she didn't want to happen. But girl, if you've been holding on to a rumor for 2 years, I would have had a meeting with all them bitches and said, hey, listen, I'm going to tell y'all one motherfucking thing. Y'all not going to bring my family shit into this. I know Gigi done talked to y'all. I know she had something I wasn't supposed to know, but my other friends told me. Girl, I wouldn't have said on that if it was to the detriment of your family, and you know that Giselle don't see it for you. Giselle don't see it for you, honey. She ain't never had, since you told her you had 4 houses. She don't see it for you. She don't. You came into the group and she was like, oh, you don't have a place to live? No, actually I have 4 houses. That was it. That was it for Monique. She ain't had a chance since with Giselle. And you sitting across from her and you talking about you've been holding on to this rumor for 2 years. I would have met with all them hoes and said, listen, what we not going to do is say that I was sleeping with my trainer and that my baby might not be Chris's. Don't play with my fucking family. Period. Since you want to beat people up and drag people, you so big and bad, Monique. How the fuck you holding on to a goddamn rumor for 2 years? And then you sit across from Giselle and plan a party for Ashley. Girl, I would have told them bitches, y'all better not say a word. And the first opportunity Giselle got in her interview was to spill that tea. Now I don't follow, so I don't follow. People may have heard that rumor, that like look in the blogs and stuff. The only time I really look in the blogs for anything is if somebody send me something or it's just on my time. I don't go to like, oh, I'm gonna go to Hollywood Unlocked and see what the tea is. I don't know. I'd rather be on Twitter running my mouth, really, and just happen to see maybe somebody posted it from Instagram, Twitter, but I don't. And people tag me and stuff. But I don't know what's going on outside of the show. I don't follow them outside the show. I just don't. I like to know what's going on the show. I think James Caldwell's like that too. I don't know. I don't want to know what's going on. Give it to me in the show. All this stuff outside of the show. So Candace was down there and was like, yes, that was the rumor. And what you mad at Candace for? Because she was sitting there and didn't come back and tell you, and your real friends told you. I would be mad at Candace too. Girl, why the fuck you didn't tell me? And why was you sitting there with them? And I think a lot of people are like, girl, why were they comfortable enough with you? But y'all said that y'all not really cool. She only calls you when you filming, and you call her more than she calls you when you're filming. So why would that be the expectation for Candace to come and tell you? And then the other question is, why are they so comfortable around Candace? But if Candace really isn't your girl like that, that would make them comfortable to sit around her and to plot and plan this thing going on. Chris was mad. He was like, I don't like that. I don't get involved in the women's business, but this my family you talking about. And understandably, I was like, I understand where he's coming from. Like, y'all bitches, and this is what Chris said, and to his point, this ain't even some true shit. Y'all going on a fucking lie. You talking about a rumor that somebody started to get on a show, and it's a lie. It's not even the truth. And y'all spreading a lie. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. And a lie that can potentially harm somebody's family. I get it. I get Chris and Monique's issue. And then Monique talking about she was trying to be professional. How you trying to be? Let me tell you something. How you trying to be professional? If somebody came to you at work and was like, girl, there's a rumor going on about you that your child is not your husband's child. Girl, who said it? Because we having a talk. Let's go to HR since you want to cause these rumors in the workplace. Girl, what's up? And they said the producers weren't even with the story anyway. Like the producers, but then if the producers weren't with the story, when Giselle set up in her interview and told the tea, they would have cut that out, wouldn't they? If the producers weren't with it. You know what karma does? What does karma do, Monique? Because if we're going to, let's use your karmic logic, girl. So is this maybe your karma for bringing Kendall on the show? Is that maybe your karma? Is this your karma for doing that to Giselle? What was that, 2 seasons ago? And then getting on the TV talking about Sherman and his business? And like Rodney said, Sherman was like, "Oh, y'all not about to do this. I'm not about to play this soap opera game with y'all. You gonna bring my ex-wife on the show, be walking down the street, walking your dogs and shit, Monique? Oh, no. We're not about to do that. And you don't even really know Kendall. So why wouldn't Giselle be like, girl, what's the tea on Monique? Okay, I'm going to hold on to in case she want to get tricky. In case she want to feel froggish. Honey, I got something for her where as soon as she's midair, I got something for that ass. And this thing with Ashley that Monique got going on, I'm telling you, I so bad. Let me tell you something. When I was watching that live with Monique, I wanted to ask so bad, do y'all have cameras in your basement yet? Because y'all got cameras in your basement. And you and Ashley are real close. Yeah, we noticed that y'all real close. And you understand Ashley. Even though Ashley was the one that said that you was a drunk bitch and drove into a ditch. And with your DUI and you had to drive away and get your car towed from the scene. It wasn't that Ashley? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that Ashley that told that? And now y'all buddy, girl. Get out of here. You just trying to be professional. That's what I'm talking about. Monique ain't Miss, oh my God, I'm not like these women. Like, go watch my old videos because Monique been like that. Like, I'm not like these other women. And then Chris loves to say, you know, girl, when you get around them, you just act like a different person. Girl, then she needs to find her another job. And she's promoting her business. I understand that. She's doing that or whatever. The bird flew away and all this other stuff. That was a mess. But girl, you're not without fault, Monique. And nobody's plotting and planning on you. And if they are planting and plotting and stealing and shit, if that's the case, then do they have a right? Is it unwarranted? Because you said, I understand how you sitting up there with Ashley. And she said you you was a drunk bitch that drove your car into a ditch. I wouldn't be able to sit by Ashley with her big football head looking like Stewie. Honey, no. No. And then Chris said, what did Chris say? Chris said, I know some real stuff. Chris is right though. Like y'all sitting on a rumor that's a lie and y'all gonna tell it. That's not cool. That's not cool. And he was like, I know some real stuff. I could tell it. Don't get me to talking. And I don't like, he said he don't like when Giselle calls him big boy. First of all, don't call me boy. I'm a grown ass motherfucking man. You don't call no black man boy. I understand it. Hello, Crow. Hello. How? I understand what he's saying. Don't call me no boy. See, Giselle thinks she funny. And she gonna get her ass whooped too. Ain't nobody gonna whoop Giselle's ass. And then Monique said that the fight with Candace don't have nothing to do with this. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? What? She said that, I think she said that about 2 times. She said it don't even have, her fight with Candace don't have nothing to do with what's going on here. Robin was there that get the lie started. Karen called her and said, girl, did Candace tell you what they was trying to do? Oh, Candace didn't call you? What would Candace call Monique for? They don't get along like that. That shit is performative as fuck. It is. And Candace, and then I was watching Richie Sky. I was watching his video because he was the one that played Candace's video. So that's where I saw it. I saw the portions of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. But then he was saying that Candace was like, I was sitting there as they told the story and said, oh, that's not going to work because the baby looks just like Chris. But then she was like, Monique, you're not that important. Why would anybody plot and plan on you? Bitch, you just said you was sitting there when they was plotting and planning. So what the fuck? Girl, you sound stupid as hell, Candace. You sound dumb as hell. You just said you was sitting there while they was plotting and planning, but then you turn around and say, Monique, why you think you so bad? You think you so that somebody needs to plot and plan on you? Girl, y'all was sitting there plotting and planning. That's why she's so bad, because you sitting there plotting and planning. Fucking stupid. Oh, Candace was up there eating. Fucking stupid. You know what karma does? Monique said they all dumb to me. Like, it's silly. It's silly. You know, if you start in a rumor, see, this is what, if you, if you, this is my thing. 2 years ago, this was something that was happening 2 years ago. And you sitting across from Giselle planning a birthday party or coming out party for the girl, Stewie Darby. Shout out to Dustin for interviewing her the other day. I didn't finish watching it, but I think he's about to do somebody else from Real Housewives, I believe. I'm not sure. But shout out to Dustin Ross. And he was interviewing Ashley. I like the way he kept saying her name, Ashley. He kept saying her name. I wonder who told him to do that. It's like his interview style. Say the person's name makes him more comfortable. It's very good. Very good. But it builds rapport. You understand what I'm saying? And he did a good job from what I saw. He was just asking her all the messy stuff, all the messy questions and stuff. But girl, Monique, I don't know. It's a mess. I would be mad too. I would be mad, but I wouldn't have held on to it for 2 years. That's the thing. That's what makes it weird. Well, you was trying to be professional. Fuck that. Fuck, I'm not planning nothing with you. But I might sit at a table with you in a group setting, but I'm not sitting across the table planning something with you because I'm just trying to be professional and I know you holding on to a lie. Girl, that doesn't even make any sense to me. Monique, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I just don't want that negative energy around me. But you know what karma does? Yeah, girl, maybe that's what you're experiencing right now. Since we're going to use that logic. Since we're going to think that karma is something bad that happens to somebody, girl. It's always something bad. Y'all don't ever be like, ooh, that was, she really, that's beautiful. Her beautiful baby, that was some good karma. No, it's always when it's some shit about to go down. Then y'all want to call Miss Karma down here to the thing. You want to call Miss Karma to fix it. So funny. Anyways, y'all, Monique, I wouldn't have held on to that for 2 years, but I get that there, and it was so funny because in the comments, you know, Chris, he's talking and doing all his stuff and he drinking his wine and it was funny because he was talking, he interrupted Monique and he was like, and he said, we have our problems. We're not perfect. We have our problems. We in therapy now. And I was like, good, that's good. You know, I'm glad he said that because, you know, you don't want to give off this air that, oh, you're like, oh, this doesn't happen and marriage problems don't happen. You don't want to give off that air because baby, somebody will pick and prod and be looking for every little thing, just like Lauryn said, and scan for a moment of vulnerability and exploit it. And it's true. It's true. So I'm glad he said that. We're in therapy. We don't, you know, we have our problems. We try to work through our problems and this and that. Now, but he was like, but I know some real tea about these people. And you better hope I don't get to talking. Y'all some tricks. You could tell they age. What tricks? When Vivica Fox calls Kenya a toxic trick, it's like you really telling your age, huh, girl? A trick? Who calls somebody a trick? I have a different idea of what a trick is, but I know what a trick is. But when you use it like that, you could tell. I don't know. I was like, okay, Chris, I get it. I get it. It's a lie, and y'all told it. But you sitting across from Giselle planning a dinner. Girl, don't make it make sense. Shout out to Monique. Make it make sense. You understand what I'm saying? Girl, whatever. The only one who seemed like she really not in it is Karen. Like Robin, you know, Robin was sitting there like, girl, like Candace said, Robin was like, you know, your girl. Because when they were telling the story or plotting to tell the story, Candace, I guess, was like, who are y'all talking about? And then Robin was like, your girl, talking to Candace about her girl, Monique. And she was like, that rumor is never going to fly because that baby looks just like Chris. And she said, I think I told Monique, girl, You didn't tell Monique. I mean, unless Monique is lying, because she said you didn't. The stuff and the information came from her real friend. She said that was that, I guess, in around town hearing them talk. And Sharice, baby, they clowning Sharice. They never mic Sharice. They said she don't get a mic. Bitch, they didn't mic you up. And you still down here acting a fool for $2.50. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed if I was really a part of that. Like, you're telling a lie about this lady. Like, that's trashy. You trashy hooker. You down there with your red pleather couch and a purple and orange, purple walls with, girl, you had wooden bar stools one place, and then when you turn around, you got these white bar stools. You got this crazy, Giselle's house is so fucking tacky. So tacky. Girl, you need to be worried about decorating your house rather than spreading a rumor that's not true. Like, girl, have some self-respect. But Giselle acts like a bitch sorority sister. Like, that's what she really acts like, a sorority girl. Like a bitch, like the wannabes. You know, the wannabes and the jigaboos from School Days. Tisha Campbell. And I can't even remember the character's name. But she was a bitch. That's what Giselle is giving me. That's what Giselle is giving me. Like, girl. And you sitting up here, you need to be worried about that. You need to be worried about Jamal. That's your storyline. Worry about that. That's your storyline. But the fact that Monique said the fight with Candace ain't even about this, girl, this is a mess. This is going to be a great season. Anyways, y'all, I'm out of here. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I need to watch New York. Oh, I watched Beverly Hills. Shoot, I should have talked about that. Let me see if I could talk about that for a little while. I'll be right back.